absolutely sort of, it's a feeding frenzy at the moment, isn't it, in terms of like what they're throwing out there. It's kind of deflecting, I suppose, from the fact that nothing is actually happening in the transfer market.
Yeah, we
right
haven't
now.
said anything about like Salah signing a new deal either.
Yeah.
That's just seemed to be like, it's kind of mad that we didn't expect him to leave this summer. There was like the doubt, but it's good to know that your top players are on board. I know contracts stand for little or nothing in football anymore, but it just gives us more power, and it means that he's getting the type of money that he deserves.
Yeah.
And we're giving players 200 grand a week now, so we know that.
Yeah,
of course he's on.
Okay, my view on it. I'm delighted Salah has extended the contract. Delighted. I'm delighted he's extended it by a year. Right?
A year.
That's what it is. He had 4 years left to run. He's got 5 years left on his new contract.
Yeah.
He's extended it by a year. I don't buy the narrative that he is the signing of the summer.
I don't. That's complete opinion. Like,
just hear me out. That's what it's been sold as.
Just one thing to point out. I think it's like anything. If you're in a job and you feel undervalued, particularly from a wages point of view, there's certain amount of angst that's being corrected, like before it's even become an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? He's got his 200 grand a week, so you take that away immediately. So the year isn't a big thing for me. It's the fact that his wages now reflect what his true worth has become.
I want Mane now, because his little interview before the World Cup was worrying. And I don't expect him to leave now, but he sounded like a fella who was like, I'm on a contract now where I'm actually happy enough if it runs out. Like, I've had a good few years at Liverpool. I've made enough money.
Is he on his original contract?
Yeah, he hasn't renewed since joining. So.
But he resigned. So he's got 3 years left.
2.
He's not been there 2 seasons.
This will be his 3rd season.
This will be his 3rd season. Yeah.
So he signed a 5-year deal. Yeah. So he has 3 years left. Like, ultimately, I think we're going to see more and more of that happening. I think you're going to see players running down their contract. And if you pay 30 million for him and he spends 5 seasons at the club and moves on for free, then that's a 6 million quid a year amortization. You know what I mean?
It's worth remarking on now that the Emre Can deal is this is when it's going to go in our favour, because you see we were able to get Salah to sign on their release clause. Yeah. Now if we had given Can a release clause, everyone gets one. You know what I mean?
You have to give Fabinho
so
one when you sign him.
Exactly. So you're tying your hands. So in a way, like, that's one way to look at the.
There's a lot to weigh up, and let's not get away from the fact that we said on this podcast months and months ago, Emre Can was replaceable. So
he was replaced before he left.
Right. I like Emre Can, but I will say one thing. Hopefully, he's replaceable, because we're making the assumption that Fabinho is a better replacement when he comes in. Hopefully that is the case, and it improves our side. It takes us to another level again. All I want to see in the signings that we make this summer, and this is the only thing I ever want to see, is that the signings we bring in are better than the current players that are there, or the players that are replacing.
I honestly think that the only reason we missed Can towards the end of the season was purely from a depth point of view.
Yeah, we had a lot of injuries.
It wasn't like we missed Can's
quality. I disagree, because I think our performance level drops off towards the back end of that season.
There's a lot going on around. It wasn't just.
I know, but like at the same time, what he did give us is he tried to run and penetrate all the time, and particularly in some of the matches where we were sort of scraping over the line towards the back end of the season, it was him that was breaking those teams previous to him going. And I'm not arguing yes and no against what this is. I'm just saying that's where I think we lost out a wee bit.
But I think what it comes back to is what the lads have just said there. The fact that we didn't get into the whole business of release clauses, we didn't want to set that precedent, and you've got to support that approach.
Keita and Fabinho, we should have more depth in our midfield than we did last season. Okay, as pure natural midfielders, because essentially we only had 2 real natural midfielders in Henderson and Can. Milner is our utility player. You can put him nearly anywhere on the pitch, and he's going to do a job for you. But your specialist midfielders are the ones who keep your team ticking over and get you through difficult spells.
They're the ones actually when you think about it, you peel everything back, they drive on a championship winning team.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know? And they're often the ones that
we've been missing it.
And Keita for me, I'm really excited to see Keita. I have to say, like, do you know what I mean? Like, we've been waiting to see him for so long.
Yeah, he's been talked about for 18 months. We signed him 12 months ago, and everybody's been watching these Leipzig games saying, I can't wait till he's doing that for us.
Do you know what the thing? I've seen some people throwing out like about Keita flopping. I think there is absolutely
like a dance move.
No, like Keita coming in and actually not perform. I think there's 0% chance that happens. I think he's going to rip the Premier League up.
I know what you're saying, but there's a 50-50 chance. You know, bigger players than him have come in. No one would have thought Di Maria comes in and fucks. You know,
but Di Maria is the type of fella that doesn't want to live in Manchester because it's cold.
I get
is the
what you're
type of
saying.
bloke like Mane. He does not give a fuck.
Yeah, he just wants to play football.
He just wants to.
The only thing is Di Maria comes in
bitches.
and he has Louis van Gaal as the manager, right?
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
that's just mental. Whereas I think if Di Maria came into this Liverpool side, he'd flourish. And I think there's a difference between I don't want to live in the cold, but when I'm playing, you know,
I don't want to play in the North.
It's like Isco apparently saying he doesn't want to go near United because Mourinho's there, and it's just like, you know, they know, players know that their style of play just does not match the mentality of them.
For instance, look at City. Look at all the Hispanic players that they've had, South American players there. They've never had that trouble holding on to any of them. Manchester's not the nicest city in the world, but they've always been a team that have played attractive brand of football and won trophies. They're paid well and they hung around.
That's the key point. If you pay the money and you're competing for trophies,
they're going to hang around.
Players will stay.
Yeah. And there's a happy camp as well, you know.
Yeah. Right, look, moving along. One of the big questions is that we have around all of this is, are we going to sign a goalkeeper? And today there's been rumours abound on the interweb.
What's that?
On the Twitter. On the Twitter.
From the people that know all and know nothing.
And I want to know live if you would say that the talk is Matty Ryan. Matty Ryan, the Tipperary goalkeeper, as he was known. He's potentially the name that's
played corner forward.
Did
I like him.
I know nothing.
Off the bat.
I know nothing about
any time I've watched.
I like him.
But the thing is, like, he's one of them keepers who's defenders like Duffy and Dunk in front of him. So they're blocking 50, 60 shots a game, and he's saving fucking 11, 10 shots a game. Well, we need a keeper who's going to be there for the 2 and 3 shots a game.
Yeah, or even the ones that aren't shots. And just go through.
Yeah, because we do actually.
Mignolet at Sunderland, when everyone was like, look at all the shots he saves.
Well, but the only thing I'd say,
we actually need a keeper with very high concentration levels, because we
Paddy Lawson, Colombia have put a tax on Patsy going to England.
But look, all I'm saying is, if you look at Matty Ryan when he went to Valencia and didn't make the grade there, that will be a big worry. See?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He was there when Phil Neville and Gary Neville were there.
Is that true?
In fact, when we played Brighton, Gary Neville was on commentary talking about him, saying that actually he worked his balls off and he came to them and said he wanted to leave because he just wanted to play football.
They had a good goalkeeper at that time, though, didn't he? It was your man Diego Lopez, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was a decent keeper.
But then again, if he's a decent keeper, I'll go back to him. Why don't we sign Diego Lopez?
Because he went back to Brazil, didn't he?
No, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm getting at? It's like, So, but I watched Matty Ryan last. I took an interest in him. I saw him when he was playing at Bruges, and we were linked with him the first time around, right? And I was there going, what does he look like? Looks a bit small, but what he seems to be very positive on crosses. Seems to be very positive in sort of coming out and being trying to distribute the ball, which is good, which is what you want to see.
He's small though.
My question is always this, and we can only know by giving him a chance to go out on loan again, but are any of these keepers that we're being linked with, apart from Oblak and Alisson, and even at that I said a while back I'm not sure about Alisson, are any of them better than Danny Ward? Right? And
Danny Ward must be sure.
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
He must be sure.
He came in and he actually played well in the cup games until he got knocked out.
Think of what was Klopp being seen in him that he couldn't even make the bench ahead of Mignolet, who was basically told you're gone. Like, you know what I mean?
Because there's one keeper that's on 20 grand a week, and you have another keeper that's on 65 grand a week. And
I have to say,
you know, Mignolet's still in that Belgian squad. He's the second choice Belgian goalkeeper. Mignolet isn't as awful as people make out.
The one thing I will say, and I think it's a valid reflection for us all to have, Klopp has never purchased a goalkeeper in any club he's been at until he came to Liverpool. So he's never bought a starting goalkeeper. Weidenfeller was already at Dortmund, and I can't remember who was in at Mainz, but the goalkeeper he had at Mainz was the goalkeeper stayed. He stuck with, there. So, you know, this is a big test for him, where he's never had to actively go out and recruit a different goalkeeper. He's now signed Karius. He obviously, I feel that Klopp is the type of manager who wants to give redemption to players because he trusts and believes in them, and he's going to give Karius this season.
I think Karius stays number one, but I don't understand why we're signing a Matty fucking Ryan or a Jack Butland. They are no better than Mignolet. They're no better than Mignolet.
Because
they're not.
I think it's got to the stage where the hierarchy, whoever's involved in these transfer discussions, don't necessarily think the value of stumping up 70, 80, 90 million is there in terms of the return.
Yeah, but that's fair.
I think that's the decision that's being reached at
to
this
go back
point.
to go back to Steve-O's point is like, why would you change them when none of them are better than Mignolet? Steve-O, imagine Christmas comes around and we're having discussion again between Mignolet and fucking Karius.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know
but what I'm saying is,
I think
it's just a name on a jersey. I think you're taking Karius out of the team and putting Butland in.
It's more of a situation than anything. You know
so
what I mean?
The one that keeps floating is Schmeichel. He's the one that does upgrade both, but he potentially isn't long term better than Karius, right? But he does upgrade both Mignolet and Karius, and you don't have to get him to. He doesn't have to learn the league.
He ticks certain boxes that we've been talking about: experienced keepers,
he's won a league title,
proven winners, all this sort of stuff. I was quite shocked when I realised he was 31. I didn't actually.
He's visibly vocal, and he's actually looks a presence.
Yeah,
he's a big stocking.
Well, he could do with maybe dropping a few pounds.
You don't have to be in shape.
He's
someone you could get.
If you lived in Leicester with all those lovely curry houses, you would be fucking a few pounds overweight as well. Legend, smashing the gear into him.
You could definitely get lovely years out of him. Put it that way, and I think that's the situation we've almost reached.
But I don't.
There's been talk about so many different keepers.
We've never even been linked to Schmeichel. It was just the kind of thing like if you had a pair of goalkeeper gloves and played five-a-side fly keeper, Liverpool wanted you.
Yeah. And I think Schmeichel would jump at the chance to move to Liverpool.
I don't doubt it, but we wouldn't jump at the chance to sign him, and that's the.
I think Leicester are at that position where they'd want 40 million for him, 30, 40 million for him,
particularly with prices going around at the moment.
And we don't pay that.
They spent money, like good money, on a backup keeper last year, didn't they?
They
Ronnie Ziegler, wasn't it?
And then they sold him.
Yeah.
They sold him back. I think he was at Frankfurt last year. I'm not 100% sure whether it was Frankfurt or Stuttgart. Ron Robert Ziegler.
Mignolet would be a fantastic keeper for Leicester.
He would.
Yeah.
He'd also be a fantastic goalkeeper for Roma.
Mignolet is not a bad goalkeeper. He's just not a
the way I see it is that, there was loads of noise about Alisson, so there was definite interest. I don't think it was just drummed up.
Oh no, I think there's an interest there, but I think when they see 80 million, they go.
Yeah, the narrative was at the start was he wanted Madrid, but now Madrid are obviously putting their eggs in the Courtois basket and the Neymar basket, so that would level it down to us. They've even gone as far as asking Firmino on press conferences and all. Has he talked to him about joining?
Yeah.
No, they have.
I saw that, and he said yes, he has.
So I went from, and I remember because I was, as you all know, I was mad for us to get Alisson.
Yeah,
because he's gorgeous.
Because he was gorgeous.
Right. And I know he's bad skin and all, Steve, but give him a chance. He's only a young fella.
He'll be doing the clear sell ads next.
Monchi is mad vocal. Monchi said the only way he goes if I come out of retirement. But then, after a couple of wobbly moments for Brazil,
if I come out of retirement, Monchi was going to play in goal.
That's what he said. That was actually a Monchi quote, saying that if I was to come out of retirement.
Hashtag Monchi quotes.
So now it's all of a sudden, it's he's not unsellable. And
not unsellable?
Yeah.
That's something out of the Catholic Church, that is.
So he's allowed to have sex. That'll help with the acne.
I didn't say celibate, you wankers. So
Valve unsellable.
I wouldn't be surprised that actually happened.
Yeah.
And if it happened, I'd say it'd be probably more 40 or 50 million than 60 or 70 million.
Right, I want to move on from goalkeepers because we've got
every week, isn't it?
5 minutes left, and the Fekir talk refuses to die.
Every week, isn't it?
So I'm going to put it to bed. But come here, the good news is, and this is what I want to get on to, there's only 5 weeks left in the transfer window. So normally you get people saying, don't worry, it's only July.
There's actually only 3 weeks after the World Cup finishes.
I know, to sign anyone.
The deal is done. That deal is done.
What is?
Fekir.
All right.
World Cup winner Fekir.
No,
total 32 minutes played.
Here's the thing. We've only 5 weeks left.
Influential.
How many weeks left do you hit the panic button, Ray?
Never.
I don't.
No. You don't. You've got split personalities when it comes to transfer windows.
It's out of your control.
Until we get the
deadline day. At the moment, or are we talking?
No, but listen. You're talking about the Fekir thing, right? This is actually what's happened in the Fekir deal, right? He's done the interview. Yeah. We've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
He's pulled out or whatever, medical or whatever. Olis puts up a statement saying that he's staying. We're delighted to have him here and he's our captain. Yeah. All last week, But Leon are trying to create a fucking United are in for him.
Yeah.
Look, Liverpool, come and get him. It was Spurs. It was United.
He never said United were in for him. He said, I had a lovely afternoon with Jose Mourinho. Or Jose Mourinho.
Look at
and he asked me how Fekir was.
I'd love to know. I'd actually love to know what Leon fans actually think to all this, because all he's ever done since he's president of that club is told them blue-faced lies. Lacazette's not for sale. I think he is for sale, Chief, because he's on the Arsenal website in a fucking jersey. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think he'd make a good Prime Minister of England then?
Absolutely.
He's a legend. Like, he's been doing this shit since before he's been at this shit since before they sold Essien to Chelsea. You know what I mean?
So.
LS for PM.
I just think like the whole Fekir thing is...
We're definitely doing a Brexit.
Yeah. Like,
we never said we were doing Brexit.
The club haven't said a word officially.
No,
still,
they have not opened their mouth
nothing
about
has
it.
actually. You know, it's like.
And why would they?
The Fabinho thing went through, and then there was we agreed the fee for Fekir, and that came from everyone. But then it was all guesswork from then.
Okay. So are we signing Fekir?
Yeah, I think so.
What day are we signing Fekir on? It's only 5 weeks left.
Fekir's the fly.
Fekir Friday.
Juan
Friday August the 1st.
August the 4th.
Yeah. Friday the 5th is Fekir Friday.
Well, we've only got August the 5th, which is Fekir Friday.
And he'll definitely make his debut against
Fekir Friday. All I know is that we're not signing him, right?
Yeah.
And on deadline day, you're just going to be listening non-stop.
He's in a helicopter.
He's in a helicopter
from France now.
Quick!
I know the fella who drives that nice Merc van, and he told me he's in
Fly tracker, look, there's
on the big day.
they've sent the Coast
biggest
Guard.
day.
They've sent the Coast Guard helicopter to pick him up.
Speaking of which, I saw the fucking Coast Guard helicopter the other night in Killiney Beach.
Did you?
Yeah, they did fucking...
Get lost?
Something happened that...
They just landed.
No, there was two Coast Guard jeeps down at the beach, and all of a sudden I was out doing a bit of fucking barbecue out on the balcony.
Oh, you have a balcony in Killiney, Steve?
Yeah,
Go on,
never said.
Yeah. Maybe I haven't shown you one of my 82,000 Instagram posts. Insta life hashtag. But the fucking chopper, it's outrageous to see up close. I've seen it in the distance.
The chopper?
Sea King.
Yeah. It's a monster.
Did you know it was the chopper because it went
No, I noticed it because the whole gaff was rocking and the thing was going. Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's an impressive piece of kit now, in fairness to them.
They'd probably have to do practice rescues or something.
Well,
like that.
I don't think they were doing practice rescues because I had the old telescope out as well. And
Did you?
I was looking at the lads in the Coast Guard
And what were
down
you
at
doing?
the vans, and they were getting all their gear out and going down onto the beach.
Steve was there buying a burger and they're pulling some poor sod
Yeah.
out of the river.
I was actually after making some lovely Moroccan lamb shish kebabs.
Yeah.
And I was fucking giving them a little turn on the white coals, going, I wonder if there's anybody dying down there.
Was it just me or was there vegetables on it?
I wonder how many bodies they're pulling
like-
out of the sea. Oh, fuck, they're burning.
The biggest
If
story
it's just
ever.
me, it's a kofta.
What?
If it's just me, it's a kofta.
No, there was a little bit of onion.
Everything.
There was a little bit of onion each end to sweeten the meat.
How many are we signing, lads?
How many are we
Four
signing?
in total.
Yeah.
We've already done it. We made the biggest sign of the summer in Salah. We signed Keita last season, which is this season, and then we've signed Fabinho. So we're basically making one signing this summer.
Okay.
And we're also signing Mignolet to a new contract. We're going to extend this contract even further, which would be the big
No,
second
he's
biggest
gone.
sign. Yeah.
Net wage is down.
Net wage is down.
Yeah.
Yep, that's because people aren't on the internet anymore. Shawnee, how many are we signing?
When Sturridge goes,
From this point.
Shaqiri Saturday.
he is
Yeah,
coming
that
nowhere
looks like
near
it,
our
doesn't it?
club.
What?
He is.
What?
He is. I think that's going
No.
to...
No,
it's the
no.
most Everton signing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaqiri. I'm
Great
not mad on
shout.
it. It is
Maybe Shaqiri's going to Everton and it's just confusing
Yeah.
because
No,
he's going
I
to
think,
Liverpool.
do you know what?
Yeah.
I think that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Stephen,
And you know
Yes.
what? I wouldn't be...
get off your bleeding phone, will you?
If that's the only one that
Doing
happened, I wouldn't.
pod-related business.
That's fine.
It's mad if you were to say,
Um,
like we could sign another 3, I'd believe you. But if you had to turn around and say we're only going to sign Shaqiri and that'll be it, I'd believe you as well.
I'm not
because-
arsed with Shaqiri. I think if he comes in, I think he possibly could come in if Lallana is going out the door. I don't see a place for him in the side.
I don't see him. I don't see how he's the front three. He's the option up the front three, and I said that to you before.
Yeah.
I don't see how there's not enough goals in him, and if there's not enough goals in it, I don't know how you're going to replace Mane, Salah, If you're saying that we have a backup to Firmino, which is Solanke or something like that, it's the other two.
If he's our choice to be the backup for Mane and Salah, then he's the wrong choice as a backup, in my opinion.
Personally, I see two. I think Fekir probably does get done, and I think they'll bring a keeper, but it'll be a second level keeper, a competitor keeper, and that's it. I don't see them looking to bring in another centre back. I
think we could do three. I think a keeper is very possible. I think Fekir or somebody comes in. If we were after Fekir, it's a tough one to know because Klopp is very much the case of if he doesn't get his man, then he'll wait for him.
Yeah.
But if it's an issue, this is different. So this isn't the club not willing to sell and him waiting it out for him. There's an issue there, and if he feels that the issue isn't worth signing that player, then there's clearly a gap in the team for a player of that ilk. So I think he goes after somebody like that, and I would be very surprised. It's not impossible, but I'd be very surprised if he relies on Adam Lallana and Chamberlain as the option in that front three, because neither of them are actually the answer either. They're just not.
I think he gives them more time.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about giving them more time, Ray. I agree they should play.
Can I just ask?
They should play a lot.
I want to wrap it up on this, right? So instead of signings, right, you've got Harry Wilson. Shea Ojo, who looks like twice the person he was when he went out on loan. He looks a unit this year, right? To come back, do any of the big players, do any of our young players, Woodburn, the rest, make it?
I'd like to see Wilson given a shot.
Woodburn goes on loan, I think.
Yeah, I think he goes up.
I love Wilson to get it. I love Wilson to have Woodburn's role in the squad next year.
Not play any games.
No, but like
I know what you're saying.
Be in and around the team because he went the whole ripped it up, won that player of the year after
absolutely
half a season.
He deserves a shout. He deserves a shot. I think Woodburn could do it going up to Rangers or Celtic.
No, me bollocks.
And spend the season there.
Me bollocks to Rangers.
Why? I don't give a fuck about Celtic.
When has a player ever went to Rangers and came back better?
Well, you'd have to. What you would be getting is the street is being swept out there at the moment. I think you'd be getting a player who goes into a surrounding where he knows some players, because Ajari has gone up there. You've got John Flanagan is there. You've got Stephen Gerrard. So I think Woodburn going up there actually makes some sense. And Rangers are making a push to try and get back at Celtic, at least get closer to them. So I would like to see. Listen, does he get a full season? Does he get games every game under Brendan Rodgers? I'm not sure he does.
Way what Phil said, look, you look at what age is Harry Wilson?
23, 22.
There you go. What age is Woodburn?
18.
19.
What age is
27.
What age is Mbappe?
42.
It's not about. It's not
about random numbers here. Sorry,
it's not about age in football. If they're good enough, they make it.
Absolutely.
So if Harry Wilson is good enough, then Klopp will keep him around.
Players also develop at different times, and all of a sudden, a player who wasn't on the thing. I'll go back.
You've admitted yourself, John. Mbappe is a freak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
if they're good enough, they're old enough.
Brewster's another one as well. You've got to think about.
Ryan Brewster supposedly
is the one see some minutes.
They're saying that he's going to be a backup or he's going to be used as part of the squad, which makes you wonder what's going on with Solanke. Origi must be going out the door. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ings, obviously, he's just.
I think Ings and Origi go. I think Solanke stays around. There's no way we bin him after a season. I genuinely
especially
don't
when we just agreed a deal with Chelsea for him without going to tribunal.
I think he stays.
That's it. Because I want to go home.
We could go on all night.
Before I go, I just want to remind you all that tonight's show is the Tuesday Club, and it is brought to you in association with Redsbet, who are a betting site tailor-made for Liverpool supporters. Redsbet aims to share half of their net profits with Liverpool supporters and fan causes, so no matter what the fan ends up a winner. Check out the odds on redsbet.com and download the Redsbet app. Share the glory and gamble responsibly. And I think some of
that was not read from a script.
No, that's all up here now because I forgot it the other weeks. All I'll say is that we're on the fancy football. I don't know. This is what happens every time with fancy football. I just do it games, never think about it ever again, never come back to it. So we'll give you an update next week as to where the rest of our teams are going and how they're going on.
I think they actually broke it up into different game weeks. So they started separate game weeks, but people have been notified if they're playing it. They're notified of it.
Listen, thanks again for watching tonight. Thanks for all your comments. There has been Stephen Daly, it has been Ray England Dickinson, and it has been Shawnee Escobar.
Shawnee FC Escobar Lawson.
FC Escobar Lawson. On his way.
I have to watch England lose even further into the competition. It's like the whiskey in the barrel. It's always better the longer it's in there. Let us know.